So yeah, we're gonna make a speaker that's controlled by a PWM from a 555 timer integrated chip. And please stay tuned and please subscribe to learn how to make this and watch to the end. So now let's build our circuit. I have wired everything for the power source and the output speaker already. Got the wires and pots and stuff. And let's start building. So first of all, I think from the positive, we should go directly to pin H, which is the power. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? It should also connect to pin 4. I think pin 4 is this one, so we should connect to pin 4 like that. Pin 4 connection done. So now then it should connect to the resistor, I think, of 1 kilo ohm. That should work pretty well, right? This resistor of 1 kilo ohm, as you can see, floating around in my hand. So we connect it to 1 kilo ohm from the positive. Then I think it goes to the potentiometer, I guess. Let me move that. The potentiometer, it goes to the wiper. No, it goes to one of the terminals. And I think pin 7 should be where it goes. Pin 7 should be where it goes. So pin 7. Now here, new display, pin 7 is where the wiper should lead to. Like that. That's where the wiper should lead to. And of course, at last, we have to connect the other end somewhere. But first, let's link pin 6 and pin 2. So pin 6 is right over here, and pin 2 is right over there. I think we can use this one. Pin 6 is this one. This is a bit squashed circuit, but it's fine. Now pin 6 connects to pin 2, and so here we are connecting it in. Then I guess we connect to pin 1 because it's ground, right? So ground. So now we've made the connection like that. We can connect the last capacitor out of the output, which is pin 3, to the positive of the thingy. Then we connect it to the speaker. So this is the output, like that. And then this thingy majingy goes to ground, right? So like it goes to ground. Like a lot of things go to ground, you know? And like that, it goes to ground. Let me stretch out this capacitor, maybe to longer distances, but we're linking it across a vast distance. Oh, I think I wired it incorrectly and could have blown the entire capacitor. Be careful. So like, there we go. Everything's grounded. Now we have to actually ground the ground by grounding it, right? So using this as our ground, we ground it. Ground everything in one go. So now we should be able to do it, right? We have just to input the power. So let's input the power using one of these hookups. There we go. Now this pot is not easy to turn. So we need like a tool to turn it. As you can see, the audio frequency is changing. So right now, as you can see, it might be a bit loud, but this speaker is on for a long period of time. And as you can see, this diaphragm is vibrating up and down. So now I've got my probe from my oscilloscope here, and by the way, this oscilloscope is a Tektronix TBS 1102 2-channel digital storage oscilloscope at 100 megahertz. Now I'm going to probe the output with the oscilloscope And as you can see, there is an output over here. Now if I change the position vertically, as you can see, it rises and falls. Right, I can also change the scale, horizontal scale. So right now, after probing, as you can see, we're changing the position here. Right, so this is 200, this is right over here, 200 microseconds. But the idea is very simple. We just have this square wave on off, and as you can see, this is a PWM, so if I turn the frequency, it changes the duty cycle until it's barely visible. This creates a high frequency, right? So I'm going to connect the power back in for the speaker, and hopefully you can hear. Now I've connected the speaker, as you can see, has changed slightly. If I zoom in and change the frequency, it's still there, right? Let me take the output off. As you can see, if I put my finger on it, there's some noise. Now let's observe it more closely. So changing the frequency, changing the vertical position, horizontal position is always fun because it looks like an actual smoothing run. It looks like a smooth running wave. Whee, whee, like that. And of course, we can change the scale slightly to make it look like that, and change the frequency. That is very low. And that's pretty much it for the scope. I don't know about you, but it sounds lower this way, higher this way. Playing a nice sound. This is around 880 Hz. One millisecond looks okay. Let's try. Yep, there we go. It's stretching. Like that. And listen. Now the frequency is much higher, right? Let me reduce the volume so it's not as annoying. Now we can change it to insane heights by reducing, say, the capacitance of this to 10 picofarads, which means, oh, there we go. It's running. This is high. Let's change it to as high as we can with the pot so it doesn't lose sound. Can you hear it? This frequency is high, man. It's even higher now. Oh my god. I wonder what frequency this is. I'm going to measure it using my microphone. But this is very high frequency. I measured it. It says 1661 Hertz. Okay, let's stop. Okay, peace. Right, so it is pretty high if we reduce it to 10 picofarads. Let's put it back to 10 nanofarads. There we go. Bow bow, chicka chicka baby, poco poco, bow bow, chicka chicka baby, poco poco.